Telekinesis is the believed ability to be able to move objects with your mind. The great James Randi used to debunk people that claim they could do this for fun. In fact, his $1 million challenge is still active and yet to be claimed. So when I saw a man who is claiming to move a cup with just his mind, I simply had to have a look. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensuring that your IP address remains hidden to make sure no one can see what you do online. On top of that, they block ads, trackers, malwares and phishing attempts, and unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you like simultaneously. The internet knows a hell of a lot about us. We're spending up to 6 to 8 hours a day online at the moment. So we really should care about our online data. And you can use Surfshark to encrypt your personal information and send it via a secure VPN tunnel so that no one can see it without your permission, which is great for protecting things like your ID. Now, Surfshark has its hack lock system, which gets alerts anytime your email address or password is compromised. HackLock scans various databases of leak information and notifies its users if their data is found so that they can take action. Click on the link in the description or go to surfshark.deal/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get a whopping 83% off and 3 months extra free. Right, back to today's video, which, as I said in the intro, is a man claiming to be able to do telekinesis. The man in question is a guy called Treeball7, and apparently he makes a cup move 22 times in 9 minutes. Let's have a look.
Happy fall equinox. This is Trevor7 and it is September 22nd, 2022. Cups, cups, and more cups. That's what this video is all about. So I've been messing around with various cups and mugs and whatnot over the last few weeks. And I wanted to start with something easy, something I could actually move. Styrofoam turned out to be the ticket. I tried a plastic cup and a paper cup, and I think the styrofoam has a little better connectivity for telekinesis. I'm not sure why. Perhaps static electricity is involved, or...
Well, that wouldn't be telekinesis, would it? That would be static electricity. Styrofoam is an excellent insulator, which means it can easily be charged due to all the free electrons available. Now, as far as I'm aware, telekinesis is the ability to move things with your mind alone. Nothing else.
I don't know. Lighter? Get a bigger target with less weight? Any rate, I found it rather fun messing with the styrofoam cup. I probably did more time with this one than any other one. And I'm showing you this first clip in its entirety. A little slow getting started, but I was pretty confident because I'd moved it a few times before I turned the camera on and felt like I was pumped up and ready to go for a demonstration.
But surely if you're moving this cup with your mind, it would move on your first attempt, wouldn't you think? Now, it's quite clear to me that you're trying to use those static charges and manipulate them to try and get that styrofoam cup to move.
Typically I practice at night, and when I started practicing with this cup, I was setting it on a book just to get a smoother roll surface. But I think it's a little more impressive on the tablecloth thing there. You see a little jittering move I'm making? I think telekinetic energy comes out in a pulse rather than a steady stream.
Telekinetic energy comes out in a pulse? Really? I don't ever remember the great Uri Geller saying that.
And it seems like I'm getting like rapid fire when I use that little jittery motion. Now, I don't want you to walk away from this thinking, oh, this is how you have to do it. I tried lots of different things, a little pull technique and all kinds of different things I try, and this is what seemed to work best for this particular target. So I'm kind of rolling with that. But I don't think you can say that there's one way to do telekinesis because different targets require different approaches.
Yep, whether or not you can use static electricity to move a very light object. That's about the cut and dry of it, isn't it?
This feels more energetic to me, or sort of electrical. And when we move on to different targets, they kind of took a little different approach. But this was a super fun target, and I had a lot of fun moving this styrofoam cup around, and it feels good just to give you a full clip. Typically I have 5 minutes worth of decent footage out of a 10 to 20 minute clip. Ooh, I really like that one. Did you see that one? I got a hold of that one.
Yeah, we all saw, buddy, we all saw. Static electricity can give us some brilliant little party tricks, like bending water, sticking balloons to things, and even making a plate hover. And what sort of plate is this? Oh, it's a styrofoam one. Of course it is.
Yep, wrapping it up. All right, stepping it up to the old teacup, which I don't drink tea a lot or anything, but this old teacup was in my cupboard, and I messed with it for, gosh, I don't know, almost a week, I guess.
A teacup? Now, this should be interesting.
And I wasn't sure how this was going to work out doing 2 demos in the same day, but I felt pretty confident, so I gave it a try. See, I'm using a little different technique on this one. I had to rely a little more on the empathy and imagination with the teacup. You kind of saw me grabbing that handle, and that's really kind of what I'm empathizing with. Just trying to pull on that handle and let the cup do the rest. But again, it's a mind game. How you communicate with your subconscious may be entirely different.
Okay, I've got a theory about what's going on here. What do you think? Let me know in the comments how you think he's doing this.
But again, this was another fun target, and I'm actually trying to work my way up to a coffee mug, which was inspired by another practitioner on YouTube, Hugo Logo. And if you watched my live stream the other night, you've already seen it. But here you go. Here's some no-hand stuff. And this one took heavy empathy, and as you can see, I have to really get calmed down and wait till the energy's just right on the inside and use the old empathy mindset energy along with some mimicry.
Now, did you notice how many cuts there were in that video, in that small part there? With the styrofoam cup, there were no cuts at all. It was all one big long shot. So why cut so much with this teacup? Well, it's my belief that he spends quite a bit of time balancing this teacup in such a way that it will eventually topple over. You know, we've all done it when you try and balance something and it stays there for a little bit and then all of a sudden it just drops over, like that. It's why he cuts out the start bit where he's spending a bit of time balancing it. That's what I think. What do you think, guys?
All right, here we go. Boom, this is what I really wanted to show you. The old coffee mug. It says congratulations with a D.
Right, here we go. Let's see if he just puts it down or if there's a cut to it just being in its balanced position. Let's have a look.
My sister gave me that to me for my graduation gift. And it had some other goodies inside, Zippo lighter and whatnot.
And there we go, a cut. Why cut it? Just put it down and roll it like you did with the styrofoam cup.
But anyway, this is what Hugo was working with, or about the same caliber. And as you can see, it's a struggle. It's slow. You got to watch closely. Keep focused on the handle if you can, and watch for the pulls because they're not that obvious. But I tell you what, it was very gratifying. I really enjoyed working with this mug.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'd like to see him put that cup down in one continuous shot on a table without a tablecloth and then try and move it over.
And I could get it to flip a little faster on a smooth surface. I also practiced on this one with a book, but I kind of like the challenge, and I like the fact that you can see, your full effect rather than just one little tip and then it rolls on its own. Kind of helps you see what you're doing. That's pretty gratifying. And as far as which hand works the best, I'm using the same technique on both hands. I don't really consider one hand is better for one thing or another. It's just a conduit for you to channel your energy through. So, your eyes and your hands are your best bet to go to for conducting energy beyond your body.
As well as cuts in your video, am I right? Well, there we go. A fascinating insight into how telekinesis works. And by the looks of it, it's all static electricity and video cutting. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated. I do hope you enjoyed that little episode there. Telekinesis is something I've been looking at for a while. This guy popped up. It seemed the perfect one to go to, and I'm going to probably look at him again. If you enjoyed it today, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button too, and consider sharing. Just enough time to once again thank Surfshark for sponsoring today. Remember, visit surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get 83% off and 3 months extra free. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great week, and I'll see you all on Friday for more Flat Earth fun. See you then.